Kenneth Bird, my company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Trying to figure out where in the world is the cord for the fan so I can unplug it so it's a little quieter in here. So I was upstairs thinking about doing a respray on application for this surface right here, because this is the darker version of the Infinity Black Gunmetal. And I was wondering, I wonder if we could roll the screen. And usually when we have a formula this thin, we don't basically roll it in, we spray them in. But just want to test something real quick, just to see what would happen if we were to roll it in. Would we get any streaks? This is very thin, it's like water. Would we get any streaks? Would any of that pop up on the screen at all? Because like I said, usually when we make thinner formulas, they do require for you to roll it in. So we're going to run a little test here and see if this can be rolled in. If this is the case, then that means that even though the formula is highly concentrated as a spray on, it means that it can also be rolled on too also. But let's see how the performance works out. See if we don't get any streaks in the screen. Because this will now give it the option to be rolled onto a surface. So this is the darker version of the Infinity Black Gunmetal. We made two versions of this. We made a version that was dark, but I did want to go much darker on the surface when making the gunmetal because I wanted to be able to overpower the daylight screen. So I've never rolled in one of these formulas before. So I'm curious to see what would be the reaction if we could roll this in. Usually most people, when they're using the formula thin, they use a foam roller. We still advise don't use foam rollers because you'll mess it up big time. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we get any streaks or anything pops up in the screen. And if we don't have that problem at all, then that means we can change out a few things on the 44 by allowing them to be rolled in. Now, I do advise that the surface that it comes with, which is going to be like a PVC kind of material, we do advise that you prime that. You don't have any special expensive primer, just get some everyday bullseye primer, and that's it. But I'm curious to see, because usually, like I said, when we make the formulas this thin, we do require a spray on application only. The reason why I decided to roll in the screen because I was going to do a roll in, because sometimes if I don't have enough paint left over to do the whole spray in, I'll do a roll over first, and then I'll do a light spray to smooth it out. That's what I'll do. But it was going on so well, I started thinking like maybe we can roll this one in too. But like I said, still a more high-end concentrated formula. So it does give you the option to spray and roll, but for those of you that may be intimidated by the paint sprayer, this is another option for you. So let's see what happens. All right, let's see. I need to get the door open, number one, but I don't like cooking in here today. darker when they're wet. As they start to dry, they get brighter.
There's a science to fire loves, found in nature.
But I want to see if this thing streaks or not. That's my main goal. See if it streaks. Okay, so from what I'm seeing right here, we can roll the screen in. I'm watching the marks that we had on the screen from rolling it in, and they are smoothing out quite nicely. So let's let it dry a little bit more. That's interesting. Usually when we make coatings that thin, they will streak. This one's not streaking at all, period. Wow, that is really interesting. You know, the minute we assume that we make a product concentrated, and usually when they're concentrated, they're very thin. And I literally just rolled that screen in, the streak marks are actually are disappearing. That is really interesting. Well, we got to change the specifications now, because now we can actually roll the screen in, so it's a roll-in spray-on, but it's a concentrated roll-on. So we have to put in concentrated roll-on because it's a concentrated formula, which means it's much more stronger than the 39. But now I can roll it in. No, time that actually saves me because I got to set the sprayer up and all that other stuff. That makes things a little bit more easier. The 44s are made the exact same way, but they're a little different. They're much darker. And that means 44s can be rolled in too. So we have to roll a 44 black in. Well, that is freaking unbelievable. And we used a nap roller at that. Usually, most time you have formulas that thin, you got to use foam rollers. We used a nap roller, and that thing went in smooth. That is really interesting. Well, you learn something new every time. Now, I'm going to show you. See how smooth that went on? There is not one streak mark in the screen. And you see how it's pouring out? This stuff comes out like water. There's not one streak mark anywhere in the screen. That is freaking amazing. Oh my goodness. That means we can literally make more powerful. You know what that means? That means our technology can actually advance even much higher because now we can make it concentrated, super concentrated, and roll on too at that. It makes it so much easier on top of that. Like I said, because even though I explained it using the paint sprayer easy, some people would be intimidated by the paint sprayer. This makes it so much easier because now we have a roll-on and spray-on application. It's still going to be it's a more of advanced version because, like I said, it's a concentrated version. But the fact that we can actually roll that on with a nap roller and no marks, nothing, it just came out nice and smooth. Oh, can we get on with it? Now this version is a little different. We made one version that was, it was dark, but I wanted it darker, but I still wanted to maintain my white notes, but we need to be darker if we were to go against the Daylight's Gunmetal screen. The only screens we have over there in that test pile you're seeing right over there is all gunmetals. There's no point putting it against a lighter screen because the lighter screen wouldn't be able to take the screen on. Look at that, unbelievable. Able to roll it in with a nap roller at that. You usually can't do with nap rollers. That did quite well. I think I'm gonna do all the exotics in the can I say that right? XFER technology. I'm doing all of them in it. Can't get that pronounced right for Jack. Look at this. One streak mark, not one. And this stuff is thin like water. That's why we advise you to spray it on because we don't want people to roll it and streak the screen. Well, that changes everything, doesn't it? That means we got to go on the website today, and what we just found out today, that it can be rolled in. Huh, interesting. And it's concentrated at that. Usually when they're concentrated, when they roll them in, we have to add something to it to thicken it up or to dumb them down a little bit. So it can be rolled in. We actually have a concentrated formula that we can literally roll in. Oh. Oh. That is so cool. And I'm plugging this. That makes everything easier for everybody. Like I said, I want to have the concentrated formulas, which I like to make. But again, like I said, majority of some people are basically intimidated by the paint sprayer, and after that you have to pay extra for a paint sprayer to paint the screen in. So there's two ways now we can apply it. We can actually have somebody spray it if they want, which is very easy to do. And for those who don't spray it in the day, you can roll it in. I just did a demonstration, and we don't have one streak anywhere on the screen. And we use a gnat roller, a gnat roller. Look at that. That is freaking amazing. So we got to go update something on the website today. Put in a roll-in application. Spray on and roll-in application. So we're just going to put down concentrated, because that's what it is, the concentrated formula. Roll on and spray on applications. That one. Now we do advise that the surfaces that the 44 XFERs come with, which is a PVC kind of stretch material. We do advise you prime that. Since this is a very thin coating, we do advise you to prime. Other than that, yeah. Freaking not one streak. That is freaking amazing. Usually, like I said, when we develop formulas that thin, they've got to be sprayed on. It's amazing how God will bless you with blessings, and you're still figuring out new things that are coming out of these blessings. Now, the reason why we developed it, if I was going to do a gunmetal, I wanted it much darker than the previous gunmetals we've done. And the reason why we decided to make a gunmetal, like I said, it's an easier transition to a black screen for some people. If we have just black, then that's all you have is black. We have now different shades that people can transition to. It's a 2.0. It's way lighter than this, but like I said before, it's better than the gray screen paints they have out there on the market. But it's a transition stage screen where you can actually go from there. You might want to go darker to the gunmetal, and gunmetal you might want to go straight to black. Some people just go straight to black. But it's up to you at the end of the day. Now, we're not saying you got to do it in that category. No, it's up to you at the end of the day. Some people are coming off white screens and they haven't learned to adjust to a black screen yet. Now, people ask me, what's my personal opinion? My personal opinion is that black technology is the most advanced. But like I said, you have to give people a transition to be an option where they can go, okay, I don't want it that dark, but I'll have it like this or one like that. So that's why we have the gunmetal technology, which is now we have to make one darker than our usually previous gunmetals, and we have the 2.0, which we consider to be our white projection screen. This is another demonstration. These are good demonstrations because they show up the screen's really high white level capabilities for you to push out. Snowfall, fantasy, screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
So anytime we do darker screens, one thing we had to test out right from the door, which we got a chance to test on this darker version, we sprayed it on that one over there. But the test surface that we had to test against white surfaces to see exactly the screen's pulling high enough white levels, but also to a few certifies and stuff like that. They have to be tested right from the door. That is freaking amazing. I still can't believe you can roll it in now. It's interesting. The idea was probably it was already there to begin with, but the thing was, like I said, we make them that thin, you know. This stuff is like water. So it's kind of like show how thin this stuff is. It's like water. So when the formulas are concentrated and they're made that thin, we do advise for you to use a paint cannon because again, a roller is going to streak the daylights out of a screen. So we thought with these particular formulas, but these are different. This one, I rolled that thing in with a 9-inch net roller. We didn't even use a freaking foam roller. We just over the screen, and that thing has no streak marks in it, not one. Well, that makes it easy for repairs because, you know, when I got one outside, sitting outside right now, and, you know, if a bird with a crap on it, I don't have to worry about going and just spraying the whole thing. I can just go with a roller and be done, which is a lot more convenient. Okie doke. So we're just going to basically put in the caption at the bottom of the marketplace, this is going to be a concentrated roll-in spray. We call it a roll-in spray. We're basically got the option of rolling it or spraying it now. We're definitely not rolling it. Now the reason why the spray comes in that application also comes in handy because we have people who spray objects with this for 3D mapping. It's something a roller can't get to. So if you're going to be doing a spear with it, you know what I mean? It's going to be hard to get to a spear if you're actually rolling it in with the paintbrush. You just and done. That's it. I've never seen a concentrated do this before. Because like I said, I had very little left. And what I was going to do was I was going to roll it in first and then do a touch-up job with a nice smooth sprayer, which wouldn't have required a lot of paint to do it. But as I'm rolling it on, it's drying and it's not streaking. I'm like, wait a minute, this thing basically doesn't streak when you roll it in? So I said, I didn't even know that. So I go upstairs and I grab the camera and we pour some and we roll it in and boom, there it is. That is freaking amazing. And we're also able to make it darker because I wanted it much, much darker to be to overpower daylight screen and still maintain our white levels at the same time. As I said, when it comes to gunmetal screens, the closer you come to the edge of being black but not being a black screen, the more advanced the gunmetal. That's why some of these gunmetal, I look at them and go, is that a black screen or is that gunmetal? That's a good gunmetal screen. And this is why I explained to you that people who are making these accusations and claims that they don't have gunmetal, they have freaking charcoal gray. That is nowhere near a gunmetal screen. But they figured they've been making light products for so long, and if they add just a little bit darker, it's gunmetal. No, it's not gunmetal. It's nowhere near it. Not even close. That is freaking amazing. I just can't get over how that did not freaking streak nothing.
John Fetterman wants to let us know.
We don't need to know that.
Bending down to the ground to put on your shoes is kind of a pain, until now. Introducing new Skechers slip-ins. Hands-free technology for your footwear. Just step in and off you go. Putting your shoes on has never been easier. Plus, they're even machine washable. Go hands-free with your footwear with new Skechers slip-ins.
That ain't a bad idea. Think about it. I see when they post this stuff on Facebook, and you get people that go in there that are inside the box and go, that's a dumb idea. You ever have back problems at the end of the day? That's a good idea, because you can have back problems. You can't even bend over to pick up jack at the end of the day. That's a good idea right there. You have people that are elderly, people that are handicapped. I don't want people to think outside the box sometimes. Just because you can bend down and touch your toes, a lot of people can't do that at the end of the day. That comes in handy right there. That's a good idea. That's some serious snow right there. That's snow blind right there, right in front of the door. That's definitely snow blind. Getting snow blind. Oh, I like this one. Hours of blue, wintry scenery, snowfall. Blue, wintry. Well, that wraps up two things on this technology now. We can roll it in with it. If we can roll this in, then the Black 44 professionals can be rolled in. It's the same, basically, basic formula. They're both the same things. But one's basically a gunmetal, one's not. That's interesting. So we're like, why didn't you realize? We didn't realize it because again, we made highly concentrated thinner products before, and when trying to roll them in, the screen got streaked. This one didn't streak at all. I don't know exactly what triggered it, but that's very interesting. Oh, look at this one right here. I like this. Okay, I'm all about the national anthem, but we got on this one, snowfall, winter wallpaper. Well, I got a bunch of these. Settings. That's back in the day when they did the settings for your wallpaper. I don't think people even use wallpapers anymore. Probably some do. I don't think a lot of other people use them. That's like the Sunday paper. I remember we used to basically fight for the Sunday paper. For the comic section. They do the comic sections anymore in the Sunday paper? I had a Sunday paper in so long, it's not even funny. I remember the last time I had a Sunday paper. I guess they still make them. White levels are amazing. And the reason why I'm showing a lot of white levels is because if the screen's going to streak, you are definitely going to see it in white levels. That's definitely going to pull it with no problem. On top of that, we make the screen darker and the white levels are maintained. Who makes these screensavers? These things are super bright. I like them. bunch of them on here. Oh, this is way back. You did it in 4.3. That's not even a screensaver. That's someone's actual property that's on that, but that's way back in 4.3. Probably on VHS. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Ugh, she butchered it. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
And she butchered it again. Let's try it again. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
There we go. Bingo. 3 times the charm. Man. All right, we got updating to do today. So the XFERs definitely have roll-on capabilities. Wow, that's a concentrated formula I can roll on. Usually we can never do that. We have to add something to kind of thicken it up, and it dumbs down the formula a little bit. This is highly concentrated. You don't have that issue. It's not freaking. Man, that is freaking awesome. Is that crazy or what? That's crazy. Like I said, usually when you make that concentrated like that, if you use it with a gnat, especially a gnat roller, you would have streaked the daylights out of it, but nothing there. Well, that makes things a little easier for some of my customers. So we got customers that ordered the 44, but you know, some say, you know, I don't want to deal with the paint sprayer and buying a paint sprayer. Well, you ain't gonna have that issue, because man, can't believe we rolled over that thing with that gnat roller like that, and it just didn't streak. It didn't show anything. Because I'm first looking at the screen as it's drying, I'm seeing the streak marks, and I'm thinking, no, this is not gonna work. And then as the fan starts to dry the screen, it just whoop and right it in. I was like, okay, this is different. I got to do updates. I'm going to jump on my website right now. We got to update to we're going to call it a spray and roll concentrated. We got the name of it, but that's what we're going to be categorizing as a spray and roll, because it apparently does both in a concentrated formula, which is not supposed to be, because again, concentrated formulas are very thin. But we do advise you don't, well, I don't know yet. I have to get myself a foam roller. But the reason why I don't like the foam rollers is because they only make the foam rollers in certain sizes. And they definitely, you need a 9-inch roller to start off with, because you will streak your crap out of your screen. But then again, we don't know, because the screen did that perfectly with a gnat roller, which it shouldn't have did, but it did. And the reason why I came to this conclusion, because like I said, I didn't have enough of the formula, so I was going to roll it in and then spray it over with a nice thin coat that would allow me to smooth it out. Because if I had sprayed it in, I'd have used a lot of paint, and I didn't have that much paint left over. Because we just did this surface over here yesterday for the test, and I wanted this now on that, and I thought I'd just roll it in, put a light roll in, and then we just do a light coat over top of it, and that would smooth it in. But it was when it was drying, it was not leaving any streaks. I was like, wait, this is not supposed to happen. So then I go upstairs and grab the camera, put in the caption with a question mark, and boom, you could roll it in. Now, like I said, because if you roll it in, you would have to prime. You definitely would have to prime because it's very thin. But for those of you who are spraying, you really don't have to prime. You just done. But either way, like I said, it's a concentrated formula, and man, it went on really nice. Hmm, that's interesting. All right, so I gotta order some stuff. We gotta get the customer screen done. We had a couple customers we have to get done, taken care of. And I got some phone calls to make because I got people that are popping up in my accounts and they're asking questions. So I need to contact them and talk to them and help them get ready to have their orders placed so we can get everybody taken care of for Thursday. All right, this is mind blowing. I'm going to have to go change some stuff on the site right now for the XFER, which stands for transfer. It's an abbreviation for transfer. Aiming like advanced aiming rejection transfer gain. Yeah. Okay. That was interesting. You know, you to do one thing and ended up doing something else. So this is the gunmetal version. As I said before, we wanted it much darker. We got it much darker. It does produce the high white levels, which you need really badly on the screen to keep up with. The colors and everything come out quite nicely, and we can overpower the DMP, which I wanted to do. Not the DMP, sorry, the daylight screen. I wanted to overpower the screen, so we got that already. Because the other one was just matching it. It was slightly off by hiccup, but not where I wanted to be. I wanted to overpower the screen. Because I want to be to say that, hey, look, we have the strongest and best gunmetal, darkest gunmetal. Can't say that if I got a screen that's hiccuping my screen. I can't do that. Some people do that in their demonstrations, a slight hiccup. We don't do that. We literally have to show an overpower on the screen. The only screen that matches any of our technology is Daylight can match a 2.0. But consider the fact that it's matched at 2.0. At 2.0, it's $38, and it's not gunmetal. It's actually a great screen. That's how advanced the 2.0s are. They're not even gunmetal, and they can match and beat gunmetal screens. We did the Dark Star 9, and we did the Daylight screen. Now, for those of you saying, oh, that's impossible, Mr. Burr, you're making this up. Our test demonstrations are posted to the website. You can go over to the website anytime you want and watch them. That's the reason why I can sit there and make those statements on camera, because we have test demonstrations backing up everything we do. Where's my charger at? Not here. My wallet with me though. That's why we have to test it. Everything is tested and posted. That is interesting. Wow. Wow. Is he outside? Is he outside? All right, let's go check. So we'll see. Sometimes he's out there, sometimes he's not. Francis is usually out there sometimes. Where are you, Francis? Probably late. I'm putting his food up there anyway. Because he might just pop over when I'm not here or downstairs working. And he'll be up here like, yeah, Dad, he's here. He needs food. He needs food. So I get him taken care of. All right, let me tend to my customers. Get some stuff done, get some stuff ordered, get it in the house so we can get everybody taken care of. I got to go on the website and I got to change out the specifications because now it rolls on, which is even nice. That's even nice because usually if I want to do this screen right here, this is my 120 inch 44 black. And if I got to do this screen, I'm not spraying it on the deck at all. I have to take it, disconnect it, take it to the doorway, take it out, take it down the driveway because it's not going to fit any other place. It's not going down my basement stairs. And I have to put it outside and I have to lay it down and coat it. Where now that it's rolled on, I can just put some plastic down, grab a roller, roll it in, and that's it. Put it right back up, which I'm going to do. I'm going to do a demonstration of me rolling that screen in. I sprayed it in the first time. We do a demonstration of me rolling in. Ah, geese, you hear them? Hope they don't hit my screen. Do you hear them, Taco? Do you hear the geese? Says, what are they? They're giant birds that bite. Trust me, you don't want to tangle with them. All right, with that being said, I'm going to get some work done, some more work done. And then We'll go from there. Gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless. And of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us to see another beautiful brand new day, but also to blessing us with amazing technology. All right, with that being said, be safe and God bless.